Hello and welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name is Gavin. This is my channel. There are a lot of you that are new here, and I'm very, very glad that you're here. Thank you for joining me on this sunny, warm Western Pennsylvania day. Today we are continuing our coverage of the case of little Miss Madeline SOTO, known as Maddie, a 13-year-old girl who was reported missing on February 26, 2024. Her body was found days later, and her mother's boyfriend, a man named Stephan was arrested and eventually charged with her murder. He was arrested for a lot of different things that we talked about in our last video. So if you haven't seen that video yet, please be sure to check that out. I'm kind of assuming that if you're watching this, you know about this case pretty well. I do want to remind you guys that you can always head over to my website, which is gavinfish.com. There's a link in the description below, and you will find a Madeline SOTO case page. All you have to do is go up to this link right here where it says cases. Maddie's is the very first one right now, and you can see the work that we've done, including all of the case documents that are currently available. These are available to view for my patrons, but in my last video we went over the most important one. Also, what we're going to go over today is an audio recording that you can also listen to in its entirety here on the website. So please feel free to head on over there anytime. Also, join us in our discussion about this case and others over on the Fish Tank, which is a group of a bunch of us who love true crime and love to chat about cases. So join us over there, please, if you would. All right, not burying the lead. What we're going to do today is we are going to listen to the audio file, the very first interview, let's call it, that police did with Stephan. I have my headphones ready to go, so I'll be able to actually hear it and not echo on you guys. And let's just go here. Holy cow, Joy. Hi, sunny here in Niagara. Okay, Joy, I thought it said Nigeria there for a second. But you're in Niagara on the Canada side, looks like. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Oh, one more thing before we jump in. I know that a lot of the comments in the live stream are kind of chats between y'all. If you want to say something directly to me and you want me to see it, please go ahead and just put GF in your comment there somewhere, and that will get me. I filter through all the comments, and that will let me know that you want me to read that, as opposed to our amazing moderators. I see Autumn is here. Autumn is the best. Okay, here we go. Let's head over to this button right here, and I will go ahead and begin playing. Here we go.
Case number 24-11313. Today's date is February 27, 2024. The time is 19:16 hours. We're in Kissimmee speaking with Stephan Stearns. Okay, so I know that you already spoke to the other detective, right, about everything that kind of happened today. If you can just kind of go over it with us one more time, the timeline from like when you guys woke up and took her to school and all that.
So we woke up.
By the way, I titled this video something like Stephan Stearns thankfully made these stupid mistakes. Okay. Mistake number one, if you guys are keeping track, is he talked to the police. I know why he talked to the police. He wants them to not be suspicious of him. But I've got news for you, and those of you who watch my channel often know this. Police are in the suspicion business. They suspect you. If you have done something wrong, it is a bad idea to talk to the police at all. They will outsmart you. They are trained. I'm glad he did it. It just, yeah, dumb.
Early. The plan was that we were going to get McDonald's breakfast on the way, so we made amazingly good time.
I don't mean to interrupt you, okay? Neither of us were here yesterday, So if you can be kind of like specific about like times and stuff like that, okay?
Woke up around 7:15, somewhere around there, which is an early start for us, but we had talked about getting McDonald's breakfast beforehand, so we wanted to make good time. We did make good time. We got out the door maybe 7:30ish, 7:45ish maybe. Got over to that area. She was asleep in the car most of the time, just snoozing until we got there. We got to McDonald's. We're close to McDonald's. I said, "You still want it?" She wasn't interested in the McDonald's anymore, so we continued on. And she wanted to be dropped.
He's adding in details that I think are unnecessary. He's going to forget those details. Every time you lie like that, that is what's going to happen. We're going to get McDonald's. She said she didn't want McDonald's. Okay. Police officers are going to be really suspicious of that, because what 13-year-old doesn't want McDonald's ever? And he's going to forget it. So, yeah.
Off a little down the ways from the school. She's got this phase that she's been into lately where she's very particular about what car she's seen getting out of in front of the school. She prefers her mom's car, but my cars are, I guess, kind of hoopties. I get it. It's an image thing. But that was sometime probably between 8:20 and 8:40ish, somewhere in there. It was along this stretch of the road that, on the right side, that has all the communities on it. Before you get to the overpass. You could see the overpass from where it was. So it was on that side, on that stretch of road, and that's where I dropped her off. And she said she was going to go wait for her friends. She was going to go find them and hang out and wait for her friends. And I asked if that was going to be okay. She said, yeah, it's fine. Kids get dropped off early enough as it is, so it's not totally unusual for that to happen. It's just not usually that early that I drop her off. I do school runs every once in a while for her.
He brings up there, I think this is a mistake too. It's not typical that we do it like this. Police are going to zoom in on that. They're just going to zone in. Okay, if this is unusual, then there will be other things that are unusual too. That's what they're going to think.
I said, okay. Let her out. Have a good day. Love you. Thanks. Love you too. And I turned around and was driving away and was watching her in my rearview mirror to make sure that she was going where she was supposed to go. And she was moving in that direction, but she was rummaging around in her backpack or something. What I assumed was probably headphones or something like that. But
man, he's adding in details that never
happened. She forgot her phone here, so she may have been rummaging for her phone. But she was still kind of making her way towards that direction, so it looked okay. It looked like any other day. And I just continued on.
Okay. When you said you dropped her off, like, in the area, kind of like where exactly did you drop her off?
So if you pull down the street going towards the school, you've got that whole strip of communities on the right side there. It was in that stretch of sidewalk there. We pulled in and maybe about halfway up the street or so, and she was like, right here's good.
Was it like in one of the apartment complexes, the church?
Not in, it was outside one of the apartment. It was just on the sidewalk on the side of the road there. No. Just like a tuck and roll, you know?
Okay, so
I don't know what a
if
tuck
I
and
were
roll
to be
means
on the road,
when it comes to parking.
where,
Pull up the maps.
like, what do you remember seeing that you dropped her off at?
I remember the overpass is up ahead. The sidewalk was on the right, row of trees. There's, I think, a median in the middle. And then there was another community maybe across from that before you get to the church. So it was like before the church.
So Town Loop Boulevard's that street that connects to the school.
Yeah.
Is that the street that you...
Is this, which one?
So that's Town Loop Boulevard, right?
Town
That's the
Loop,
one
yes.
that...
And where's the school located here?
The school's right here.
School's right there. Okay, so the school would be on the left in this case. Here's the overpass
So you guys came from this side?
Yeah, we came from Town Loop, I think, which is Town Center. Yeah, so we made a right here and then pulled somewhere about.
So you came from Town Center and turned onto Town Loop.
Yeah, where's the church? Is this the church here?
There was
would
yeah,
assume so,
that's
yeah.
the church.
Okay, so we weren't up to the church yet, so we were pulled onto here, and then we pulled maybe
Thanks, Money.
about halfway up here, and I dropped her off somewhere in this area here.
And she walked from there to the school?
Yeah.
It's a pretty long way.
It's maybe a block or so, but it's not out of the ordinary for her. She likes to do that sometimes. She likes the cold weather. She was wearing her hoodie. She likes the cold walks.
So you dropped her off near Lilac? Does that sound right?
You know what is really striking to me here is that this is a person, assuming he's guilty, which I think they've got plenty of evidence that shows that he is. But of course, he's innocent until proven guilty, so this is just my opinion. What is striking about it is just how cool he is about it. I bet inside his heart is racing. I bet he is nervous as all get out. But he sounds collected. And I don't know who said it earlier, but Statham scapegoat, right? I always think the things they choose to be overly detailed about while lying is strange. Yeah. So he is being detailed about things, and the more details he gives, the more they're going to be able to prove him lying, which is great. I mean, for justice for Maddie, but I don't know. It just shows the mistakes that are easy to make. What should happen, guys? Uncle Gavin here. I'm just going to give you advice, okay? This is advice from your Uncle Gavin. Don't ever talk to the police without a lawyer, ever. A lawyer would be sitting there going, you don't have to answer that. Don't answer that. No, don't answer that. And that's because, well, a good lawyer would be. So anyway, just don't do it. This guy is an idiot, and I'm glad he is. Here we go.
Yeah, it wasn't at a cross street. It was just a bit of the sidewalk there.
So did he merge into the sidewalk, or did he stop in the middle of the street, or?
I just pulled over to the sidewalk there. Let her hop out.
How often do you drop her off?
This might be the 5th or 6th time I've ever done it.
Okay. And when you drop her off, where do you normally drop her off at?
Normally down the street from the school. She requests that a lot.
Like the same area or somewhere else?
Especially if it's sometimes in the church parking lot, sometimes just wherever she tells us to let her out. As long as it's close, you know.
So it's halfway between Town Loop and Town Center and the church?
Yeah, it's just in this stretch right here. Like we got about maybe halfway up and it was there.
The McDonald's that you guys were going to stop at, did you pull into the plaza at any point?
No, she 86'd the idea before we even got there.
What do you mean by 86?
Poo-pooed the idea, didn't want it anymore.
Okay.
Wasn't in the mood anymore.
At any point while you were driving to the school, did you make a U-turn?
Yeah, I tried to sell her on McDonald's one more time because I was still kind of hungry, but at that point she was also just wanting to get to school.
Okay.
So.
Trying to sell her on McDonald's one more time because you're getting hungry. See, this is just not normal behavior, right? Okay. Coming from a middle-aged fat man who is raising children, if my kids don't want to go to McDonald's, but my job is to drop them off at school, and the McDonald's is like right there, I'm happy about it. I'll drop them off, and then I will go do McDonald's by myself because I like my company better than having 1,000 questions asked while we're doing McDonald's. I don't know. That just seems like a detail that a police officer would go, right? It's just weird.
We turned right back around.
Where did you make that U-turn at?
Actually, the school not the school parking lot, the church parking lot. I pulled into that, turned around and pulled back out. Did a U-turn there and went back to the McDonald's, and she still wasn't having it, and that's when we came back. See, the McDonald's is on the same town loop or town center. It connects to the same road that the
school's on?
Yeah, so it's like a straight shot.
So you guys came from, just so I can kind of get a good visualization, Town Center, and where did you come from, Town Center?
Town Center, so where's the McDonald's? I'm so bad at reading these, I'm sorry. So we
This
came.
is all town center.
So we came across on Town Loop, I believe. Is that the school is that the road that the school is on?
Pauline, that is a very good comment. The thing is, he's acting like they're a couple. He wanted to eat, she didn't. He was disappointed. Oh, man. That is actually such a good comment, and also so scary and sad at the same time, knowing what it was that he had been doing to her for the previous 4.5 years. Great comment, Pauline.
No, this is town center. So you
Okay.
said you were on town center, and then you made a right on town loop, which is
Yeah.
the one that takes you to the school,
Yes, correct.
right?
I think you passed it.
But what I'm saying is before town loop, or I'm sorry, for town center, what street did you take?
I'm so sorry. I'm bad with the streets around here.
How do you usually get to the school? What way do
I
you-
just take John Young and then wait till I see the McDonald's and make a left there, and then follow that around, and that goes straight into the road that the school is on. I just use the landmarks, and I don't memorize the street names.
Is that JYP?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is JYP.
I mean, at the McDonald's, you turn right?
And then you said you made a left at the McDonald's?
Okay, this is Mooney. You're making a good point here. He's saying I use landmarks. What's happening probably in his brain is that he is panicking and can't think of the street names and stuff like that, even though they live right there in Kissimmee. So, yeah, where I live, I do have a problem with street names and so forth, but it's mostly because they're highways and they're rural routes and they have all these numbers and all that stuff. Back where I grew up, yeah, I know the names of all the streets and all that stuff. So I think what's happening in his brain is he's just like, oh, okay, I need to be able to remember what I'm telling them. I went this way, then I went this way, then I went that way. I'm just going to use the landmarks, because he didn't do any of those things, and they proved it later on.
So that's Jungyoung Parkway, you're going north
left
on
at
Jungyoung.
McDonald's, and then go around, and then that shoots straight into the road that she's on.
Okay. Because that's...
I believe that's the correct road.
Yeah, well, that's the fastest way to get there. But you told me you came from town center and town loop.
I'm sorry, I don't know the street names.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm doing my
no,
best.
that's okay. So now that we know that you came from Jungyoung Parkway and you made a left on town loop, so you passed the
So,
McDonald's.
yeah, that was when she said no to McDonald's the first time.
Okay. So you guys keep on going on town loop.
Yeah. But at that point, we still had a lot of time to kill. And very early.
So what did you guys do?
Drove towards the school.
Okay, remember, he started out by saying that they were running late, that they had to get ready quickly because they were running late. But now he's saying they had extra time to kill. Which, by the way, is probably a little bit of a Freudian slip, as Karina points out there, right? But yeah, these are things that police are going to go, no, you're lying to us. First you tell us you're running late, now you're telling us you've got time to kill.
School, made a U-turn, came back, tried to do the McDonald's thing again. She didn't want it.
So where
I
did you,
I
one more
did
time,
give
where
her-
did you do the U-turn at?
It probably was right by the church because it was still way too early for school. So it was on that stretch of road. I mean, they had the meeting there and the separation, so that left turn where the church is, you can make the U-turn there.
And then after you dropped her off, what did you do?
Stayed, talked to her for a minute, made sure, is it all right that you're going early? Because it was still early. She said, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to hang out and wait for my friends to get there, which she does sometimes, so it didn't sound, And that was it. Told her to have a good day. I loved her. She told me she loved me too. I turned around to leave, and I was watching her in my rearview mirror, and she looked like she was walking in the right direction. She was rummaging in her bag a little bit, like I said. But
did I accidentally like move it back a little bit, or is he just repeating what he said? I'm sorry guys if I did, but what is kind of striking to me here is he's talking about how he loves her, and yet he knows what he did to her. He knows what he has been doing to her since she was 8. It's infuriating is what it is.
it's still sort of just shambling in the right direction while she was doing it. So it looked normal. It looked okay.
Okay, and then what did you do after you left the area?
I left to go to the local vape shop because I needed some more vape juice. They weren't quite open yet, so I ended up going back home. Waited about an hour or so, and then went back and checked the vape shop again. It was open, so I got what I needed there, and came back.
Do you remember what time you came home?
The first time was probably right around 10, close to it. And then I waited here and went back to the vape shop. Probably finished at the vape shop and came back home again a little after 11.
Cops are jotting down notes on this, man. What time? What time? Because they're going to be canvassing for photos. They're going to go to that vape shop or smoke shop, whatever it's called. They're going to go to the apartment complex. They're going to see everything. They're going to check to see if everything that he is saying is true. And we all know what the truth is, right? He's lying about all of this.
Okay. You said the first...
That, by the way, is going to get them to establish probable cause. All of that lying is going to be able to get them to tell a judge, to get a judge to give them a search warrant.
First time that you hung out with a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Was here when you got here at
Yes.
10? Okay.
I think so. She might have been at her blood appointment. Let me double check. I know she had a blood appointment at some point during the day.
It's okay. We don't have to ask her right now.
Sorry, everything's a blur.
So she might have been here. She might have not have been here
I
the first time.
believe she was here because she was sleeping in as much as she possibly could because she's been messed up with a new work schedule. So she had to be here because she didn't want to sleep in.
Okay.
I'll double check, but yeah, I believe she was here.
And then what time did you say you left again to the smoke shop?
Maybe after
Asking
an
him
hour or
again.
so, maybe 11 or so.
Okay. And then what time did you get to the smoke shop?
It's the third time she's
It's
asked.
maybe 10 minutes away, so not long after that. Stopped in and got some juice and
What's the name of the smoke shop?
East Smoker Online.
Okay.
It's just over off of John Young. It's not far from the school.
And then after the smoke shop, what did you do?
Came home again.
Okay, for how long?
At least until maybe 12:30, 12:45ish, something like that.
And then what'd you do after that?
I had a couple errands to run over on 192. She was talking about making a BJ shopping list. She just wanted to make sure I was back in time for us to both go pick up. So I was visiting some card shops around the area on 192. I'm kind of a nerd, so we had a new trading card game release, and I was seeing what the situation was with it.
Do you remember what places you visited?
Yeah, Coliseum of Comics. Stopped by a couple Targets, and I was going to go to House Rules Games down by Oak and 192. But I didn't make it that far. I got a flat tire on the way.
Do you remember where you got your flat tire?
It was on one.
Oh man, they are going to just zoom into that one, right? I got a flat tire along the way. And he's coming up with stories for why he takes so long to go different places and so forth. They are going to just zoom in on that, man. They're just going to focus on it. This is his biggest mistake isn't all the little lies that he's telling. His biggest mistake is talking to them at all. That's his biggest mistake. By the way, I want to bring up one more time Autumn's comment. Guys, head on over to buymeacoffee.com/GavinFishMods and hook my mods up. They are the best. They volunteer for this. They don't get paid to do this. And Autumn and Jamie are the admins of the fish tank. So if you think they're doing a good job, please take care of them. Okay.
192, I pulled into one of those plazas somewhere. It's been about 10 years since I switched out a tire though, so I made a lot of rookie mistakes and ended up pinning my thumb between the frame and the jack. Yeah, I'm lucky it's not a lot worse than it could have been. Remains to be seen if I'll keep
Do you remember the name of the plaza by any chance? Do you remember like what stores were in this
plaza?
It
was like right before you got to Oak though, so it was one of those little strips.
Okay. And then
but I did not make it back in time because of that. I thankfully had the spare. I put that on and tried to get back in time, but caught every red light on the way. And she ended up leaving to pick up Maddie without me. I was about 10 minutes late on it. So I called her and let her know what happened. Apologized profusely because I had promised I'd be there with her to go pick her up. Just sat and waited. After that, she had already gone to get her, so I just sat and waited and hung out, straightened up the house a little bit.
I apologize profusely because I murdered her daughter. Of course, you guys know how I'm feeling about this. I think Jen SOTO, I think she knows everything about this. I think she knows everything. Based on the document that we read yesterday, Jen knows it all. She knows it all. She knew what he did during the day. Gavin's opinion, of course, but yeah, you cannot convince me that she didn't know what was going on, one, with her daughter and her boyfriend, and two, that he had done something with Madeline. You can't convince me otherwise. It's just, it's infuriating. And yeah, the case is overwhelming, Lisa.
That was it. Then we got the call.
What do you mean you got the call?
Got the call from her that had not come out. So we started getting worried. Started making the calls to her family. Be on the lookout. She might be walking to you. That's just when everything sort of started going downhill.
Was it?
Did you check on the map the southbound? The Greenville? I'm not sure where Greenville is. I noticed, I'm sorry, that she forgot her phone, right? Is it normal for her to not have her phone?
Unfortunately, she's severely ADHD, as am I and her mother. So it is not uncommon at all, and that very, very usual thing for her to forget her head.
You're ADHD, you don't forget your phone. Come on.
And we're forgetful about, writing her about that. We'll remind her, and then it will leave our mind, and she'll say okay, and then it will leave her mind.
And is she on medication for this stuff?
Normally, yes. She's been staying with her grandparents a lot this week while her mom was working. So she has not been getting her meds a whole lot.
Okay.
So she was really spacey.
Where's mom working at? What changed in her hours that she needs all this sleep?
She's training, so it's not a set schedule yet.
Okay.
It's just early this day, late closing training this day.
So different hours. Yeah, no, that takes a toll.
So I came up here, she needed help. I split my time between the two places. I needed a visit. We all needed to be a little happier together. So.
This is a green thing. Jelly pig. Just tell me.
And where's the McDonald's?
Right.
So that doesn't make sense. Right?
That's a good question, Shield.
Because the school's up here?
Am I messing up the street?
Guys, let me pause here because this is a great comment, and it's something that I haven't, I didn't bring up because it's so graphic, but the police in the arrest warrant affidavit, I think that's the document that it's in, specifically brought up that Stephan Stearns has unusual and recognizable markings on his manhood. And so by showing that photo to Jen that was in that document that we read yesterday, she definitely would have recognized it according to police. That's just something I didn't bring it up yesterday in our video yesterday, but that is what it said in the affidavit. And you can go over to the website and read that. If you're a Patreon supporter, you can read that in the arrest warrant for Stephan Stearns, I think is where that is. I'll get it up while we're playing this and maybe bring it on the screen. Okay. Let me bring this back up.
Again.
Yeah, town loop. 'Cause this one's town center, but town loop.
We're just trying to figure out your direction of travel, right?
I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with that area over there, Hunters Creek.
You said you made a U-turn
Mm-hmm.
at the church to go see if she wanted McDonald's again, correct?
Yes.
Did you go anywhere else? Because I know you said you had time to kill.
Yeah.
Did you guys go anywhere else?
No, we didn't go anywhere else.
Is there a reason why you would be back on John Young Parkway?
When we tried to go back to McDonald's a second time, we would have made a left over there instead and just looped around again.
What do you mean?
Just made a circle.
Made a circle house. Can you show me on the map?
So
this
going,
is the
going
McDonald's
back
right
down
here,
to
right?
McDonald's.
That's the McDonald's right there.
Correct. So going back down and then just straight shot back down.
You
again.
would come down this way?
I can't read the map. I'm so sorry.
Yep, I'll go.
Where's the McDonald's?
So McDonald's is right here. This is town loop. So this is
Okay.
John Young Parkway.
John
You guys
Young,
are coming
okay,
up John
this is the
Young.
McDonald's.
And the school's on this corner.
Correct. Somewhere over here.
Mhm.
So we come back out here, there, and then we can take a straight shot back down to the school again there. They connect. Town Loop and Town Center connect.
Right.
So it's...
So where did you make the U-turn?
The U-turn was on the street when we were going to go back to McDonald's. And then we drove down to McDonald's here.
All right, so just so I don't get confused. You're going up John Young Parkway, right? You're going northbound.
Originally, yes.
Right. You make a left
Make a
at the McDonald's.
Here, go towards the school.
Okay. How far did you get before you made the U-turn? So
We got... Is this the school right here?
yep, that's town loop.
So we got up to here and then made...
Okay, I'm just going to pause here for a second and show you what I was talking about real quick. These redactions that I just did these redactions because I just don't want them on the show, but I want to focus on this right here. It should be noted that the manhood observed had distinct marking on it, which consisted of bright pinkish colored skin below the head until approximately a quarter of the length down. And then several other pictures captured this distinct pattern on the phone. So when Jen was shown those photos, she would have recognized the distinct patterning. That's the point that I'm trying to get at. And I'm sorry that I'm interrupting what it is that we're talking about, that we're listening to, but because we've been talking about Jen, I just wanted to bring that to your attention, guys. That's in the arrest affidavit. All right, let's continue.
You turn over here, past the median.
Okay. So
And back to McDonald's.
on Lincoln Town Loop.
Still time to kill. She still didn't want the McDonald's, but I did give her a raspberry and cheese Danish.
So did you go through the drive-thru? Did you go
No.
inside?
No, didn't go inside.
Where did you get the Danish from?
The Entenmann's that I brought from home. I gave her a couple of those to put in the car.
So it's
Okay.
changing his story.
So she wasn't without food totally. So we just continued past it again and turned around and said, screw it, just drop you off early.
Okay, so you came back around to the McDonald's.
And then right onto the school road.
Is that back on John Young Parkway?
Yeah,
or?
back on the John Young Parkway. It comes
Yeah,
down
Cassie, these are
here,
good detectives.
And then here's Town Center again.
So then you took Town Center
Yes.
the second time around?
Yes, and then made a right down to the school.
Do you
Okay.
remember what time you dropped her off?
I estimated it to be sometime between 8:20, 8:40.
Are you on your phone? Do you have Google Maps?
I do, but I wasn't mapsing it.
Yes, Kiwi, yes.
When you're giving her rides, does she sit in the front or the back?
She sits in the front. She likes to sit in the front.
Do you mind if I look at your maps real quick?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks.
And just to confirm, also, you said, so the second time around, you said you went up John Young Parkway, you went through Town Center this time, made a right on Town Loop, and then you said you
And
dropped
it
her
was
off
right here in this stretch area.
around this area. Okay. Which was before the underpass.
Correct. Before the underpass, just before the church. The church was ahead on the left. The underpass was just beyond that. The school was just on the other side of the underpass. So maybe
Okay. On the left-hand side.
Maybe a block away.
Okay. And you said that that's typical of her to walk that distance?
Yeah, she likes the morning walks when it's cool. She doesn't like being seen getting out of certain cars. Being a middle schooler, it's an image thing.
These are little details he's memorized to tell a story. That's it.
And she will sometimes like to hang out and wait for her friends. She's known to do that.
Okay.
You're welcome, Autumn.
Do you mind if I just take a picture of your history?
Yeah, that's fine.
And that time would have been, you said around
8:20ish, 8:30, sometime between 8:20 and 8:40.
What time does she go into class?
She has to be there no later than 9:15. Doors open at 8. Doors open at 9, I think. And then school officially starts around 9:20 or 9:28, I think.
Okay.
So I got up.
And when you dropped her off, is that earlier than typical, later than typical, around the same time?
Earlier than typical.
Really?
We had made really good time that morning, and with the subtraction of McDonald's, we had more time than usual.
Okay.
But she said it was okay. She was very confident and convincing that it would be fine.
And you saw what direction she walked to after you dropped her off?
Yeah, it looked like she was moving towards the direction of the school like she was supposed to.
Was she still on the right side of the road, or did she
She
cross
was
over?
when I left her, yeah. She was still on the right side.
What kind of phone is this?
S23 Ultra, I think.
I don't know how to work this thing.
I barely know how to work it myself.
I'm an iPhone person.
No.
Is it okay if I go in your settings real quick? I just want to see
This is
if you're
important.
logged
This
on
part is
to your
important.
Google.
I am not logged on to my Google with that, actually.
Is it okay if I check?
Yeah.
This part is super important, guys. She just asked twice if she could get into his phone, and he said, sure, yeah, and it's on recording. He voluntarily gave them his phone, which is not smart. That is another of the big mistakes that Mr. Stearns has made during this interview. He gave them permission to look at digital evidence. These detectives are awesome. They are great. Like, everything about this interview to me is textbook terrific. And that's not saying much. I mean, I'm a lay person. I'm not trained in all this. I'm just sitting here going, man, they are just wrapping. They have a lasso around him already, and they just keep wrapping and wrapping and wrapping around. The guy is not going to get out. By the end of this interview, he is hogtied. They have him. They know it. They're going to get a search warrant. They're going to get an arrest warrant and get this guy in custody like that. So good. They are so good.
Does she have any other devices besides that phone? Any other electronics?
She had her school laptop with her.
Okay. Is that still supposed to be with her?
Still supposed to be with her, yes.
Okay. And what kind of book bag was she carrying?
Black book bag with like grayish blue hibiscus flowers on it, like a print.
When she leaves in the mornings, where does she usually put her phone?
Either in her backpack or like her back pocket, kind of wherever she just thinks to put it at the time.
Hold on, I don't know how to use this phone. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
I don't know, you've probably been asked already, but she's never ran away or been away for longer than a certain period of time, amount of time, nothing like that.
No, she's very dependent on us. I don't think she'd know what to do if she did run away. She's not the type. She's a good kid.
It comes up, Mooney. It comes up.
Besides the ADHD, is she diagnosed with anything else?
Yeah, she was tested a while back and had some symptoms of autism, so she's potentially on the spectrum there.
Okay.
She was officially diagnosed with it when she was younger, and then she was retested and said, well, she shows symptoms of being on the spectrum, but maybe not full-on autistic.
1,700 photos and videos. Real quick, just to answer this question. It was factory reset. It is going to come up in this interview in the next few minutes. I don't know exactly when. We've got about 25 minutes to go. But the photos and videos were in his Google Drive, his Google account. They were able to go and find a folder with 1,700 photos and videos. Now, in addition to that, the factory reset didn't overwrite everything that was previously there, so they were able to get more forensic stuff off of that.
Is this what you use to go places?
Yes. Go places, search addresses, look at store hours, write reviews. It's a pretty new phone though.
Hey, this is a good question by Annabelle. I don't know why they're not pursuing charges against Jen, but in my opinion, I think charges will be coming. People have been speculating that maybe she has turned state's witness, but I think that not only did she know what was happening to her daughter, I think that she was not only allowing it, she was enabling it. And so I think charges will eventually come. I don't, it's only my opinion though. What do I know?
Have we had any updates?
We literally have like 50 people right now on scene looking. I don't know if there's any updates. The best person would be the other detective because he's
If this gets to trial, we'll see the autopsy. If it doesn't get to trial, probably not.
he's the one that is in charge of all this.
I don't think I've eaten anything since yesterday.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are worried.
When did you come back to help hurting?
Yeah.
He's trying to get some sympathy
What
from
do
the
you mean?
cops.
Like, because you live down south, right? Mm-hmm. When did you come back up north to help her?
I just got here this weekend.
Do you remember what day it was?
Sunday was her birthday party, so yeah, it was the evening after her birthday party, Sunday.
Okay. Do you remember what time you got here on Sunday?
8:30ish maybe.
Okay.
Just in time to make sure that she was doing all her nighttime routines. I'm waiting for her mom to get home.
You live in North Pole, right?
Yeah, I split my time between the two.
Is that on
places.
Snug Street?
Snug Street,
Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense. You have a lot of Snug Street on here.
Yeah, I split my time between the two.
Is that Broward County or?
Sarasota County, I
Sarasota,
believe,
okay.
or Charlotte County, either way.
Gotcha.
It's my parents' house. They're old and they need help these days, and they got a house full of poodles, and it's chaos. So I needed to come back up here and just get away from that. Between two deaf old people yelling at each other and poodles yapping all the time, it's enough to drive anyone up a wall. I was very happy to be back here.
Did you and your wife, when you guys were looking for where did you guys look?
This is a
Me and
great
her stayed
question.
local. It was all the rest of the family that mobilized and was beating the bushes. And
Did you guys drive together or separate?
I don't think we drove anywhere when we were looking.
You didn't drive anywhere?
Yes, Lily.
Not that I recall.
Did you guys go anywhere last night? Was that media?
Maybe. I think Fox 35 or something was coming.
Yeah.
If it is, let me tell him he needs to take it down.
Okay.
I don't recall. You have to ask her if we went anywhere. I don't recall. I was so zonked out on Ativan at that point.
Okay.
Just, I was a wreck. I don't.
And this would have been when?
I don't recall us going anywhere last night, but honestly, at that point my brain was mush and I was on so many tranquilizers to keep me stable. I was just...
You said Ativan?
Yeah.
Do you usually take that or?
Yeah, I have a prescription. I haven't needed it in a long time though, but
What's that for?
anxiety.
Okay.
I was having these rolling panic attacks and breaking down crying, and I just...
They knew exactly where she was.
It got lost, sorry.
Thank you. Here you go.
Hey, Dawson, thank you very much for this comment. Maddie had war perpetrated against her whole life. And she was a warrior. I have no idea how she was able to keep that smile on. Any smile on. I have no idea how she was able to do that with everything that was happening to her. It's just unconscionable. And she was a warrior, and she deserved for none of this to take place, but she deserved time to heal from it because it had. And yeah, these guys didn't even look for her, Mooney, as you said. They did not even look because they knew exactly where she was.
And it was the only way I could get to sleep last night. And then again this afternoon. That's why I missed your calls. I'm sorry. I took an Ativan and conked out for a few hours. It's the only time when I'm not crying. It's okay if I just pop down real quick.
Yeah. So we're trying to get just a good idea, times, all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm giving my best recollections. I'm not a morning person as it is. So a lot of the times are best guess.
But we know that you go up Jongyang Parkway, down. That's the road you usually take
Yeah.
to take her, and then you make a left at that McDonald's, right, which is the
Yeah.
town loop.
You can make a left to get there either at the McDonald's or at Town Center itself. They both lead to the school.
So if you leave her at, just so you get a sense of direction, Jongyang Parkway goes northbound and southbound. So you're going northbound into Orange County, making a left at the McDonald's, which is the town loop. You said when you did drop her off at that medium, you said it was around 8:20 to 8:30-ish, somewhere around that time?
Somewhere in there, yeah. It was early, but not like outrageously early, you know?
So what would you estimate when you made a left at that McDonald's to be?
After I dropped her off?
They're going through this, what, for the fifth
No, I'm
time
saying
now?
when
They've caught him. It's
you
another
dropped her
loop
off.
in the hog tie.
First left by that McDonald's.
Yeah, when you first go, that first left that you make at the McDonald's.
It had to have been around maybe 8, maybe quarter after 8, sometime in there.
Okay.
Sometime between 8 and a quarter after, I think.
All right. So just so it's, you can kind of picture it here on the map. So you're going northbound. You make a left here around like 8:10, 8:15. Let's say 8:15, around there. When you get over here, you make a U-turn. You go back to the McDonald's. But you said that she still doesn't want the McDonald's.
Still doesn't want it. She was just going to eat the Danishes that I had given her.
So you're going up here now, still northbound on Jongyang Parkway. You make a left at Town Center this time.
Town Center, then make a right onto, yes.
And then you drop her off around like
dropped her off around halfway up the road there.
Okay. So keep in mind, all of this is still northbound.
Okay.
Right? You're still northbound on Jongyang Parkway.
Northbound.
So why is your car seen going southbound at 8:10? I'll show you what location it is. McDonald's is over here. At 8:10, your car is seen going southbound.
See,
at this
now
intersection.
they're
So
giving
meaning
him
going
facts they
toward
know.
Kissimmee.
So they're
I
going
had
to get him
forgotten
to lie again.
I had forgotten my gate clicker. I'm sorry. I forgot I had gone back to the house real quick after we left.
I forgot that. So now they're wrapping it more and more. Sammy Nicole, Gavin Fish, by your last statement, do you believe they both had knowledge of what Stephan was doing to Maddie? Okay, so we're going to hear in a few minutes. I think that they gained that knowledge, Sammy Nicole, during this conversation. I think they had their suspicions. I think they suspected he killed her. But I think that they got the information of what he had been doing to her during this conversation. We've got, what do we have left? I have about 8 minutes left here, and they're going to get to it. That's a good question.
Because I forgot my gate clicker. I actually had to go through the front gate and use my parking pass to grab my clicker. So it was the wrong time. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was guesstimating these times.
They've caught him in a lie, and he's trying to figure it out.
So yes, we'd gone out.
How far did you get before you came back down? When you realized you forgot your clicker?
Nearly all the way to the school. And then we turned around. We had plenty of time to kill, so
Very good point, Ray.
there was time to go back. I rushed back, got the clicker, and that's when I came back here this way.
So you guys came back here to get your clicker.
Correct.
So when we look at the cameras in the front, it's going to show you coming back in
Correct.
here with her in the car.
Yes, with her in the passenger seat,
Okay.
yes.
I know it sounds like we're asking you stupid questions, okay? We just want to verify
okay.
the times.
I'm sorry I'm not being more help. I'm not a morning person. I was half asleep as it was. I'm trying.
The clickers to get where?
Into our neighborhood.
Okay, and you forgot the clicker where?
I had forgotten the clicker here.
So how did you get in?
I was able to use my parking sticker for them to scan to let me through.
Okay, so could you not have done that after you dropped her off?
I could have, but I also like to come back in from the back gate a lot of the times, and I didn't know if I would be back right away.
Yeah, he's just making
And
stuff up at
sometimes they're
this
busy
point.
up front, so
Making
it's better not
excuses.
to wait in the line.
What time is security usually there at the front gate?
They were there
Yeah, they've got him
when
for
I
sure.
came through. He scanned my ticket.
So would it have not just made more sense to drop her off and come back since security's already there?
I don't know if it made more sense. It's just what I did.
Okay.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Anything else that we haven't asked that you feel is important? Maybe that might help us out?
I'm sorry I'm having trouble recollecting everything.
I'm going to step away for a second.
She's stepping away because she has information.
Anything that you
she's
remember
about to
maybe she
share.
might have told you?
She didn't mention anything in particular. I made a joke about her Crocs. She wears Crocs and socks. So we were joking about that.
Would you say she's usually like a happy,
Very,
go-lucky girl?
very
or-
happy. She brings a lot of joy. She's a very good girl.
Oh, that statement kills me.
It definitely doesn't feel the same around here if she's not here. She was so happy too. She was looking forward to my visit here. She was looking forward to us all being together. She was just happy. She was just very happy.
Oh, wow.
I loved her like she was my own.
And is she the only child, or does she have siblings?
She is the only child, yes.
Do you have any kids with anyone else, or?
No.
No. So she's kind of.
Is what we call me.
So you'd say you guys have a pretty good relationship.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely have a very strong bond.
strong bond.
Just
But, you know,
Jerk.
I'm the person she goes to when her mom gets in a fight with her and she needs someone to comfort her. And,
Doubtful.
like, I'm that person for her, you know.
How's her relationship with mom?
Good most of the time. You know.
Keep in mind that the female police officer, the voice that we hear, I think she's had his phone in her hands the whole time. He handed over the phone. She asked him twice. She's had her hands on that phone the whole time. And when she goes, I'm going to step away for a minute, that is because she has information. She's going to get an arrest warrant. It's really good police work and sad.
Puberty not long ago, so she's getting the PMS mood swings, and when her mom gets them too, you know, they butt heads, and so as well as you can expect, but otherwise very loving, very loving. Yeah. This girl knows nothing but love here in this house. She hardly ever hears the word no.
Oh, this girl knows nothing but love in this house. Oh. That one cuts deep, man. Oh my goodness, that cuts so deep. I have to stop for a second. Oh my goodness.
Double-edged sword that is.
How is she in school?
So-so. She's so-so in school.
Like grade-wise,
She's
or
doing a lot
behavior-wise?
better, though. Apparently she just made Student of the Week.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so we're very proud of her. And she's doing singing, choir, and she's sounding just amazing. She sang for me last night, and I immediately wanted to show her the movie Sister Act because of the choir singing. It was so pretty, it reminded me. I told her I was very proud of her.
Does she have does she like video games, anything like that?
Good point, Ray.
She does like video games, yeah. She plays Roblox, Minecraft. I think those are the two big ones that I know of.
You don't know if her to like ever have any friends on there that she talks to, anything
She
like that?
does. She does group chats. She does like voice voice chatting to on it, usually with like her cousins or her friends, and they'll all be playing Roblox or something, and, yelling at each other on the phone.
When's the last time you all lived together?
December.
December. Okay.
December.
And you said the reason was for your parents down there?
Yeah, going down to help them because they're getting on in age and they're making their end of life plans and they need someone to help out.
Can you unlock this one more time, please?
Sure.
Oh, she's back. Oh, she's back.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry, are you guys done?
No, we're good.
The other detective mentioned that you did not have your phone yesterday.
Correct.
Tell me about that.
I left my phone at home in the morning too. I was so busy riding herd over to get us out the door on time that I left my phone. She left her phone. We both left our phones.
Did you have your phone when you went to the smoke shop?
Not the first time after I dropped her off. I was still without it. I got my phone and went back to the smoke shop later when I got home.
And then I also noticed, I was checking your call history. I noticed that you don't have anything before this morning. Is that unusual on your phone?
No, it's a new phone. Stupid. I went to do an update yesterday morning, and I don't know what the fuck. Pardon me. I don't know what the heck I did, but somehow during the massive OS update, I managed to factory reset my phone.
There it is.
And lose all of my contacts, all my information.
What time was that? Do you remember?
Oh, sometime.
I love the What time was that? Do you remember? That might be the very first time she's ever betrayed knowing what I believe she already knows. This is good detective work, man.
While I was hanging out with her, I looked at her and said, what did I just do?
Okay.
She might know better. I don't know what time it was. It was when I was here with...
Okay. I don't think I have any other questions. Do you, Louis?
I don't know where my head was yesterday. It was so far up my backside.
That's okay. We understand. In the meantime, while we're waiting for all this to get sorted out, I am going to hold on to your phone, okay? I'll give it back to you when we're done. Okay? Do you have any questions for us?
There was no chance the police were letting their hands off of that phone. No chance. I bet when he unlocked that, if he used a code, she watched him do it and memorized it happen. The code. I bet. Oh my goodness. They have him here. Unfortunately, it's too late for Maddie though. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we can be really happy about the amazing police work, but in the end, that sweet little 13-year-old girl lost her life and we'll never get it back. And oh my goodness, this comment, where was it? Give me a second. Get back over here. There was a comment about she would have loved madrigals. Baby Yaga said it. Baba Yaga. I'm so sad she had so much ahead of her. Ugh, she would have loved madrigals. Those are the kinds of things that make these cases just so hard for all of us, right? Both of our two older daughters sang in madrigals and loved it. Had the most amazing time. In fact, when I was in court earlier this week, one of the people in the gallery was one of the parents of our daughter's choir teacher. And I said, I told her straight out, and I've said this to other people, if our daughter's experience with her daughter was the only thing good that came out of moving to Pennsylvania, it would have been worth it. It made such a difference in their lives. This little girl, while being abused at home, had so many people that would love and care for her, including her teachers. There's a woman here in Western Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on her name right now. I've spoken to her. Her mother has been missing and presumed dead for like 30 years. And she was once taken by her father to the sheriff's station, and her father was deaf. So she, the woman that I know, had to translate for her father. So she translated to the sheriff that her dad didn't want her anymore, and she was now the sheriff's problem. And that very day in school, one of her teachers, I think it was her math teacher, sensing that something was wrong at home, gave her a note with her home phone number on it and said, "I don't know if you need this, but if you ever do, call me." So when she was abandoned at the sheriff's station by her father, the only person she could call was her teacher, who she called. Her teacher came, picked her up, and raised her. There's so many people around. Like, it gets really, really easy to be down on the world. There is definitely evil in the world. There are definitely bad people in the world, but there are so many good people in the world. And so many of them were in Maddie's life, I'm sure, completely unaware of what she needed, but the deepest desire of their heart would be to help her or anybody else in her situation. It's just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Baba Yaga, thank you for that comment. That really touched me. Here we go.
How long are you going to need my phone?
I'm not sure. I'm waiting for my supervisor to call me.
My dad. It's just my dad's using that to get a hold of me and get updates.
They can call Jen's phone.
Okay.
She's not letting go of
Did
that
the
phone.
other detective give you his business card?
I believe so.
Okay, well, here's mine, in case you want it for any reason.
Okay.
Okay?
She's got him.
Do you swear that everything you told us is true?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. I know it's a little hectic right now. And then I know you were about to head somewhere. If you can just hang tight and refrain from going back in your car, please.
Do not leave.
Yeah, it's fine. I was actually going to move it over a spot.
No, just leave it here. It's fine. Thank you.
That is the end of that. That police officer, those police officers have him. They know it. And unfortunately, it's a little too late for little Miss Maddie. Let me just scroll down and see what other comments there are. What's kind of fun about these kinds of videos where I'm playing audio or playing video, I have some time that I can go through the comments, which is awesome. Clearly Sora says, I hope the mother gets charged for her role in this too, and knowingly have her snuggle up with this monster. Yeah, it is something. Let's see. Trying to have a normal lifestyle. Slug was there. Yeah, it's bad. Love Life says, what bothered me in this is when he talks about her going through puberty. Oh, that really popped up a red flag to me. Oh, yep. Yeah, that is a very good comment and disgusting. And disgusting knowing what it was that she was doing to her. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Yeah, so many lies. Rushing out the door, but is way earlier than normal. Yeah, so many lies. Guys, thanks so much for joining me today. Really grateful that you would spend that time with me. I think I'm going to wrap it up. This is the second time now that I've listened to this tape. I'm really grateful to the state's attorney office who make it very easy for media to reach out to them and to get a hold of that stuff. I think general members of the public, I can take this off. General members of the public have to go through a much longer process, but when I requested this through my media outlet that I work for, it was bang, they gave it to me right on. So grateful to them for getting this out there. I think it's important. I think they understand it's important. I think maybe they're using it to put some pressure on him to plea. I wonder if he will plea. I hope that he does, because I don't want a jury to have to go through the process or the experience of seeing the evidence in this. I just feel so bad for them if they had to do that. But thank you all for joining me. And if you haven't subscribed or liked and done those things, if you feel that I deserve it, please do that. Remember that you can go to my website, and if you're a patron of mine, you can read the documents here in this case, and then I've got documents in all of my other cases. The audio recording is open for everybody to listen to. I will continue to follow this case. I'll probably continue to show some more of those documents here. So if you're not a patron of mine, don't worry, just subscribe and I will show them to you here on the channel. Thanks to my mods for being here and doing their moderating work. Please go buy them a coffee. Go over to my website, hit the support tab, and scroll down to the bottom and click on that Buy Mods a Coffee. That link will take you to the Buy Me a Coffee website where you can take care of my amazing mods. Also, don't forget that they are the administrators of the Fish Tank on Facebook. So if you are on Facebook and you like true crime, you like to chat with people that have the same interests as you, that's a good place to do it. And with that, guys, I will bid you adieu. Thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.